Just calling it.
It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for the analysis on the desk. It's now time to get into the action here. We're live with the first map, and it is Inferno. Mousesports starting on the CT side, G2 on the T side. And, well, not the upper bracket final that I predicted, but still, I'm pretty happy with this one, Maui. I think this is going to be a banger.
Yeah. See if Acor is able to find anything here, though, at Arch. But no, Jax is just too quick with it, leaving single player in the site. Bemis, he's at Graveyard. He's going to have to find a lot of bodies, but no, Nico is so quick. Just always expect as much on the pistol rounds from the players from G2. They are so hot. And they have looked so good in this tournament. They've pretty much powered up for me.
They have. They just keep getting stronger and stronger. That's the scary thing about G2. When you look at them on paper, you're just thinking, man, there's just so much firepower here. But when you see them in this tournament with the French players powering up, getting stronger and stronger, Amanek getting more and more comfortable with his role, it just feels like everything is aligning up nicely here for G2 to perform well in this upper bracket. And so far, the defense going well with this pistol. Needs to be a big play here from Frozen. He's had his moments this tournament for sure, but there just isn't enough time now to get the kills and to defuse. He's going to try and back off here. Maybe he can... Nope. Try and save that smoke. Nico going to deny it, and we lose Nico, so he's not going to be able to carry his gear over to the next round. But I think the important thing is that G2 actually managed to win the pistol.
Yeah, and seeing Nico, especially with a hot start, is a welcome sign for any G2 fans out there, because last game on Inferno, Nico only dropped 14 kills in an OT thriller versus NIP, and it was uncharacteristic, but G2 were still able to pull that victory out. We'll see this time if G2 can win in addition to Nico doing well, and so far so good for him.
That was actually a bit of an odd one. We were kind of just waiting for Nico to ramp up, and he never really did show up in that series until the last map. This time around, we'll see how it goes for him, because he is the top performer in the tournament.
The fact that he's the top performer and had 2 bad maps just goes to show how dominant he is when he's on.
That was the point that the desk were making.
Yeah.
Just like, you may have 2 quiet maps, but he's gonna show up on the 3rd map.
Yeah.
Nico does not just vanish for an entire series, and sure enough, he did. So, well, there you go. Oh, there you go. That was a one-tap. Beautiful entry onto the B site. Frozen now has to worry. Okay, are they going to come and smash? Oh, never mind. He doesn't have to wait for long. Jax is there to get his headshot. That is clinical stuff.
Jeez.
Well,
took them about 4 bullets to get into that bomb site.
Seriously?
Yeah, G2 are just on it already. Never can really doubt the mechanical skill of some of the players here, but the bomb actually is at the bottom of mid right now. Okay, there's an opportunity for Mousesports to find something here. There's still good utility from G2, so they can actually isolate a few of these angles, but Nico has the smoke, so he has to come back, and they might not expect that Rops is in the pit already. Although Acor, pushing down a little quickly, is called out by Nexa, and now this really comes up on Rops. And it does seem like they've keyed in onto his angle. Nico, aware of it. Will be taken down by Bemis, though. That's a nice trade, although the bomb will be planted and Bemis doesn't have a lot to work with in this round.
Through the smoke, no less, with a deagle. That is just unfortunate for Nico. But post-plant situation here, Bemis, he's even worried about a flank on himself. What a beautiful headshot onto Jax. Oh, unreal. What? That's the kind of clutch that Mousesports are going to need in order to win this series. Big rounds.
It's huge.
Bemis, dude, that is a start. Can't believe it actually slips out of G2's fingers, especially after those beautiful entries onto the B site, Maui.
Yeah, that is, those were so clean. It felt like the round was over right then and there, but the bomb didn't make it through. Amanek was in the pit, actually rotating from alternate mid, and he gets caught off. So Mousesports, they got to be feeling pretty lucky about that one, but Bemis is already looking strong. He saved an AK into this round, and you'll see that the money, the utility, it's all favoring Mousesports in this round. We'll see if G2 are able to break that economy, though, as Acor already has the op. Looks like he wants to go for an early mid-pick here. Will G2 even suspect that he has this weapon? Well, they won't know just yet.
That's so nuts that he already has this, actually, in a 3rd round after how this started out. Acor gonna be feeling it. Dexter going for the spray, gets overwhelmed immediately. Flash is just barely effective enough for Frozen, actually. Nico not able to trade that kill. Looked promising for G2 to just accelerate onto the B site, and now G2 Have to be careful about this. Nico spots the boost. No element of surprise for Frozen. Unfortunately for him, Lady Luck. What? He gets that kill? Okay. This is all over the place now, Maui. Nothing makes sense.
Oh, okay. At least they have a smoke for Coffin now. G2 can slow the situation down just a bit here. Acor surprising G2 with his off presence towards Coffin early, but the retake is on. 3-on-2 situation. Nexa and Hunter, they're both towards the Coffin position. They might want to look for some control here towards construction, but if they push on forward, they're going to run right into the op, the waiting scope of Acor. So it's up to the riflers from Mousesports to pry these players out from this position. Bemis is the first up to bat. There's a good flash to support his scaling. Now Hunter will be there to take down Robs. Good smoke to get them off of the angle. But they're running out of time. Mousesports, they're so low on time. They're backing off. They can't go for this anymore. And despite the kills that Bemis is finding here, it doesn't seem like they have any chance at all. G2 win it just based off of time alone.
The clock comes back to haunt them, not be giving a target. Is that?
That's...
I mean, you don't want to jump too much to conclusions, but is that like lack of communication on the team, still figuring things out in these tight moments when the pressure is on? Still early days, and so they don't quite have the protocol down to take over the site quickly enough?
Yeah, it is really curious why it took them so long to get there. I guess they had to clear out a lot of positions. They lost more ground than they thought, but with Acor holding that much position, you would think they would be a little bit faster on that retake. Either way, Mousesports still have the op of Acor in this round, so he will look aggressively for a pick towards middle. The peaks are coming out, and oh, he misses an opportunity there on Amanek. Thought it was maybe going to be a peek from alt mid, but now G2 are aware of his position.
Yep, and we should. Are we not going to see a smoke get thrown down into mid here? Wow, just playing with fire. Nexa jumps across with the bomb. We've lost Jax towards B site, but that's Hunter. Not catching the one he was looking for, though. He was hoping to find Acor. Instead, he's going to get the other A defenders, so that's solid. But Acor had rotated around to Arch already with that AWP. Takes a shot, takes down Hunter. So, man, I mean, we're even now because we lost Jax on the B side earlier.
Oh, and Dexter's fast on the flank. He might find a timing here, actually, because G2 aren't moving up long as quickly as they may need to in order to avoid him. And Dexter, oh, he just barely missed it. He doesn't know where these players are, and neither does Frozen. And he might peek right into the angle. I think Nico might have spotted a kneecap, but it doesn't matter. Frozen gets the better of him there, and Dexter, he's going to go for the knife. Oh, no, he does not, actually. Just wants the secure kill. Can't blame him for that. Still $600 even then. And Acor, he's able to find Amanek there, who's making his way through the library, but Mousesports, great recovery there.
You know what I watched earlier today, actually? It was NIP versus G2. A little bit of that coach talk from Threat.
Oh yeah.
And he was giving some advice to the players real quick before they get into it. You know, if they go brackets, they're going A.
Oh, okay.
You know that these players, you know, they're just all over it. They've got the coaches, they've got the analysts. They're looking at the tendencies. They're breaking down what these guys are likely to do in any given situation. And so now I was like, that is actually noteworthy. I'm glad I watched this video now. A little something to take away here going into Inferno with G2. Can see if that follows up or not.
Yeah, the amount of prep and just support behind these teams now is really something.
Ridiculous.
I've been talking to Valens a lot, and he has don't worry, EG, he hasn't violated any NDAs or anything like that. He's doing a great job over there, but he's kind of talked about what they're working on, and it's really cool. But Amanek, early on, gets the pick onto Acor. Now Bemis has to hold the line from Pit. Dexter is here to support him, and the Mousesports rotation is in, so G2 may have missed their window of opportunity here. It's going to be frags across the board, a couple kills there, some damage dealt, but G2, they are just trapped now at short, although Nexa may have found something for himself. Although the bomb is in Pit, it doesn't look very likely for him. This is so difficult. Can already consider a save on this op, but I'm sure he'll try to test the waters a little bit.
Try and figure something out. If he can get another kill here, turn it into a 1v1, somebody just needs to peek, give him that chance. But no reason for Dexter or BMass to... Oh no, he shoots between his legs!
Oh, shot the 5-hole right there.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
There's a world, there's a dream.
Some of these operas make it look so easy when they see just an elbow or a little leg. They can find the headshot through the wall, but it's easier said than done. That's why these operas are the best players in the world, and Nexa, not generally an opera.
No, and yeah, I mean, you're just going to kind of wing it.
Yeah.
And hope. But you're right. This is still actually going to be a fairly decent situation for Mousesports. A real chance now for them to farm up some money. And so clearly they've come to play. They've had a couple of situations go their way that you wouldn't have said would be the case. HE down to, that's Monster. That's a big HE. Lots of damage dealt. It's criminal that they don't get a kill with either of those HEs, to be fair. But Dexter really has set himself up for success. Quad kill, and we will have BMS finding Nico. So just Eco Cobra kind of moment there for Dexter against targets with Glocks and no Kevlar, so easy peasy for him.
Yeah, Acor's been a little slow today. I feel like he's had a few opportunities so far that he hasn't quite hit.
I want to ask you, actually.
Yes.
Because there was, do you follow along on that trend that Acor, the opinion that Acor doesn't show up in big matches?
Yeah, Monty was bringing that up on the desk, and I feel like it's been a few other players on Acor's teams that have had to bail him out. Bubsky is the greatest example of that in Flashpoint 1, where he played exceptionally well in the group stage, Acor that is, and then in the playoffs, it was more or less Bubsky and the structure of Mad Lions that took over.
Right. So the follow-up, obviously, is can we expect the same here? Because this is it. This is up for bracket final.
Yeah, it's a big game. And Acor hasn't really come alive, and he's had the op since round number 2, so you would really hope to see some more frags on the board. And he'll look for something towards bracket. I will say his nade damage has been pretty solid thus far. That one not doing too well, but the pressure is on now. G2 have made their way to take some bracket control, but they fall off. They're still leaving a single player in Hunter towards apartments. And Mousesports have rotated 4 players over. There's an opportunity for a mid-round from G2 here if they go back to this B bomb site, as Dexter is the only player defending at this point in time. But we'll see what option they choose. It does seem like they're grouping up here. Dexter just playing the jiggle game. He's very wide on that jiggle, but he will be able to survive. Spots only a single player. Uses his smoke and flash to keep him at bay. But oh, they're just running through right now. They think it's just him, and they're right about that. Frozen tries to make something happen as he pushes through CT, but a 2-for-2 trade.
So important. They had no nades. They were completely dry on nades, G2.
Wow.
It was just run in and hope. Hope that the spacing is good for you and that you're going to be able to trade your way onto that bomb site. And somehow they manage. That is so wild. G2 just had to grit their teeth and bear it at that point. And so it is going to be a retake coming in here from Mousesports. Nexa's got the point. Lines them up and gets the kills. Both of them going the way of Nexa. Had to happen there in a must-win round for G2. And in what a way as well. We're going to get the replay here, I'm sure. Just having to go through smoke like that, it's nightmare fuel.
That's such a bold call, but I love it. Nexa was the hero of this round, not only in that call, but the spray down as well. Great delivery from him there to close things out. And that's one of the things you just have to do to keep teams honest at that B side. If they're going to play that 1-4 setup, you sometimes have to challenge through his smoke. It feels bad. You're never supposed to push through a smoke in CSGO. It always feels like you're disadvantaged. You are, as a matter of fact. But if it's just one guy, you can overrun him, and that's exactly what happens there. Hello.
Bang, 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 bang. Finger guns, man. That's what it's all about. But you're right, dude. You're right. There is that that whole idea. But then again, we're always saying, smokes aren't walls. You got to remember that. You got to watch smokes. Because it's almost in the contract when you download CS:GO. It's buried in the user agreement that at some point, when you look away from the smoke, that's when they're going to push through. And so
that's the fine print right there.
It's called getting CS:GO'd.
Yeah.
And it's just going to happen to all of us. But Dexter, fortunately for him, he did not look away from the smoke, and so he was ready, at least to try and fight it out.
Yes.
But it's a 4-3 scoreline now. Mousesports still in the lead on the CT side, still with enough money, actually, to get some rifles on the board. So good for them. They're not going to just get run over here. This turn of speed, though, from Hunter, you mad lad. Oh. So unfortunate he couldn't get that kill, but the crossfire, that was great from Mousesports.
Yeah, they were ready for something like that. Props to Mouse for their setup. Both playing together towards middle. Now Dexter playing with a little bit of fire. Does take a single bullet to the chest, but he's able to walk out of that one. And now Mousesports, they'll fall back into a more secure setup. They even have a rotation over in Frozen, but it's a Halls pop coming out from G2. This is going to be all on Rops. He's already smoked off their angle, and he's ready to mow down. There's Jax to fall. And G2, they just have to cancel. They know that they're all just going to die. if Rops is on the other side of that smoke. They have to find another avenue in this round.
Unfortunately for them, they did not fully use all their utility. But now they're down 2 players. Dexter's still holding close. If he dies, it's not the end of the world. Frozen, though, however, thinking about rotating back to that B site. No, he's going to still stay here, and this is actually going to spell disaster for G2. 3 players still alive on A right now for Mousesports. And so BMass holding from the site. He's got the help of Rops, who's still holding on high. Frozen is going to be able to quickly rotate around through Arch. But this is it. The big push coming in here from G2. Nice spacing. Allows for the trade. But again, Frozen, they're not expecting this extra man to be here already. And eventually, Mousesports will grind down this G2 push. So, man, but that was such a nice turn of speed there from Hunter at the beginning. Just charging up to bracket, just trying to get into ramp as fast as possible to find a kill. Unfortunately for him, he just couldn't get it fast enough.
Yeah, it was kind of a desperate attempt at an opening, but I mean, it's one that if it would have worked and paid off, I mean, Hunter would have equally looked just as strong as a player. And I'm sure G2 had that in mind. I'm sure it was some kind of set play from them. It wasn't just a random aggression. For anybody that's wondering at home, I think they even threw a smoke for him to support. And Acor, again, peeking down mid, but finds nothing. He has really struggled with finding any success there. Thankfully for him, some of his teammates are definitely delivering. Bemis is already on 11 kills here. And Bemis, it looks like he might come up with more. He's playing the Arch side, but G2 kind of just holding out right now. They don't want to give up anything too early in this round. At least burn some utility for Mousesports.
He senses that you know what's going on here is that there is a lack of Kevlar on the other side. But you're right. That is actually a really good point to bring up, Maui. And sometimes you wonder, like, well, why don't these teams just kind of run and get it over with? If you can get them to throw nades, then they have to spend money in the next round. And that's, CSGO is as much about the economy as it is about headshots. If you can get them to spend money, maybe, you win the next round, and then maybe they don't have enough money for a full buy the round after that. So it's a game of margins here. And G2 trying to do the best they can to set themselves up for success. Jax, he's still got his smoke. Don't want to see him go down here. Only guy with the smoke grenade, so expect to see, that smoke go down on CT, and the push going to come through. All 5 alive here for G2, just rushing in. Going to try and go for the bum rush, but Frozen playing a closed angle. Going to be so hard to close the distance. And Dexter and Frozen, that is marvelous work.
That is 4 flash assist kills from Dexter, and 1 kill from Dexter himself. That's what you love to see on a B-site defense there, the fact that they can use their utility so precisely. And Mousesports don't take a single casualty there. 6 rounds to 3, and G2, despite this being their map pick, they're having some difficulties here on this opening T side.
That's the real struggle right now. Getting figured out. They have a 3-map win streak on Inferno so far, G2, this tournament. So a lot of tape for Dexter and the Lions to go over. Wondering, because it's feeling like right now G2 are getting kind of stumped on this T side. Nicely done again. Jax just pushing forward. And Hunter's going to catch a wild push from Rops up in apartments.
Wow, the equalizer is there. Dexter with 2? Oh my goodness.
What do we make of that?
Who says in-game leaders can't frag? That is an impressive display as he holds off the oncoming G2 players at that car position. Oh, I don't know if he spotted the head right there of Amanek. Either way, he will be backing off into CT now. Still dumping a bit of utility there to call for the rotation. And Mousesports, they're leaving Acor on an island. So he has to come up big in this round to try to seal this one for his team. They're about to peek off his angle. And he's able to catch the jiggle from Hunter. Now Amanek, he's going to be peeked right into, and Acor comes up with a couple freebies there as Mousesports find their 7th.
It's a beautiful round. Now we got Acor waking up, but that just felt like a bunch of kill. Like Jax, his start, gets traded immediately. This kill from Hunter, and then it's just all over the place. As the smoke clears, Dexter gets 2 kills for free down Banana, and that's really got to be the turning point that puts G2 out of whack. I mean, maybe if he gets 1 kill, you're still in a decent situation if you're G2. But for him to get both, all of the utility that you lose as well, takes away a lot of options in terms of an execute.
Yeah, it was a really bold play from Dexter, but he knew he had to find something to even out the numbers, and I don't even think that was supported. There was no flash. All he was playing around was a smoke.
Yeah.
And just that fading smoke, I mean, it's generally easier to see out of it than into it. So he used that to the best effect there. Props to Dexter.
Well, we got the new chickens strutting. Will this chicken survive? Yes. We will live to cluck. Oh, dude, I thought Hunter was going to run back and shake that chicken.
It really felt like it.
Well, G2, this is after a tactical timeout called. Now we get the pistols. We get a couple of nades. Again, name of the game for them. Trying to get some utility off of Mousesports. Nice HE over the top. That's some clever stuff. Trying to hit that timing.
A little bit of chip damage there. And G2, it looks like they have a plan, at least in this round. They have a few smokes. And Mousesports have been consistently setting up in this 4-1. And I think that G2 recognize this as they slowly make their way towards Banana here. Although Dexter is going for the rotation, but a lot of teams are kind of moving away from this 1-4 setup, I've noticed. Heroic and Gambit especially, just throwing out random big stacks on bomb sites without even necessarily taking Banana control. But Mousesports, they keep it simple. And this is maybe an older play, kind of out of the meta a little bit for CT sides, but it's been effective in this game.
Well, G2 have got bracket control. What does that mean? They're going A, if threat is to be trusted. And, well, here we go. Straight up onto A site, into the blender they go. BMS gonna hold. Rops not able to find a kill. Gets shut down by Nico. 4-on-4, but can they get the bomb planted? This is the key element here. Nexus gonna go for the bait. Wow. Just stick the bomb plant while the smoke is up.
This gets so hard when you let the smoke fade like this. G2, they missed out on their window of opportunity right there. And I agree, Semler. I feel like the bomb plant has to be a huge priority in that round, looking for the money there. Either way, Mousesports are able to clean it up, and even despite the nice shot from Nico onto Rops. So that is
Nico, I really do wish, like I say it as a meme sometimes, but when it comes to Nico, I really do wish that he just wouldn't buy anything else. He would just have deagles.
I think he focuses more on his aim.
He's so good. Yeah, exactly. His aim is so good that with a deagle, it decouples it. He just gets so much stronger. I don't know. Like, just
move speed too.
Don't even bother. Don't even bother with the AK. Definitely not the op. Just go for the deag.
I see the case for not opping. But I still love his AK, to be fair.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll follow you on that one. Still, 3 rounds for G2. This is turning into a bit of a struggle for them in this first half, but it's not done. There's still a chance. Hunter going to catch Acor lurking. Acor clearly expecting Hunter to jump up on the balcony. Hunter changing up. And that is going to work out wonderfully for him. That gives G2 the man advantage in this key round. And again, G2 going to take control of brackets in a moment here, and they are as a team. Dexter, wow, man. Just reading off of this, pushing Banana, not seeing anybody there. Unfortunately for him, I think it's going to come, it's too little too late as Rops gets picked at Arch. Frozen hasn't even rotated over to the A site yet. It's all on BMAS, and he's only going to get the 1 kill. This has to set the round up for G2.
If they don't convert this, this game is as good as Mousesports. And it looks like Mousesports, they aren't even really attempting this one. Dexter might try to find some damage here. This could be a kill on a Hunter, which would be nice. Oh, he doesn't shoot. He waits. The trigger discipline actually betrays him. But this will still be a 4th round for G2. And it felt like kind of just a slow dismantling of the A defense. Mousesports were in no positions to trade off of one another. And Acor dies first in the apartments. Bemis is all the way back on the balcony. And Rops is all the way towards Arch side. Kind of just individual setups. And when we talked to Dexter last in our interview with him, we noticed that he was saying that the team played a very loose style and everybody just took care of themselves. And I think we've seen how that has worked out wonderfully for them thus far at Flashpoint 3, but I think that's this round is an example where it can come back to bite you.
If you got too much relying on the individual and not enough setups to work with each other, it can come back to haunt you. You can lose situation. Okay, well, we just had a quick little hiccup there, but it's been sorted out. No need for a tech pause. We're good to go. So 4th round for G2. So important. And it's not done yet this first half. There's been a lot of Mousesports so far in the W column, but G2 has still got rounds to work with, and if they can bring it back to 7 at the end of the half, they're going to be feeling very good about themselves. Nico holding the angle, catches Acor. And now you've just divided this defense. 2 on B, 2 on A. And G2 putting some pressure towards Banana here. Jax have to be careful, though. Dexter has been so effective over here.
This is a scary moment for Jax. Dexter's right on the other side of the smoke, and it feels like Jax doesn't quite know that Dexter slotted himself in here. Dexter, he has him dead to rights. Okay, he's just toying with his food at this point. Is this lagged out? No, I think it's live. This is still happening. He's actually just holding here. This is crazy from Dexter, and he's going to finally take him down. That must have been a huge shock to Jax. Either way, Dexter, no way. He's just going to sit in the smoke. Okay. He's right there. He could swing any moment now and catch these G2 players.
Please swing.
He exercises a little bit of caution, but now he finds his time to strike. Dexter has been such a menace on these pushes, but Nico finally calls him out on it.
No, it's too long, too slow. Nico says, okay, we're taking brackets. If somebody's going to push, he's going to push now. Whereas, obviously, Dexter has no way to know that had he pushed 3 seconds earlier, he would have gutted that G2 push. Still, we have 2 on 2, G2. Still fighting this out. No smoke left, though. This is going to be very tough to go B. They have no smoke. They need a monster flash from Nico over CT to blind BMS. Perfectly timed. Can they make it past? They do make it onto the bomb site. So Amanek and Nico going toe-to-toe. BMS has got the angle. He's got the drop on him. Perfectly done. All on Amanek now to clutch it out here for the Frenchman.
Yeah, Amanek just playing around the pillar now. 1 on 2. It's Rops and Bemis against him here. And Amanek spots the gun barrel, takes down Rops. He knows that Bemis was in this position. Bemis has been throwing out pre-fires, and Amanek holds the line, and he's so steady. Finds the headshot there, and G2 needed that one. Excellent conversion from Amanek.
I think we are going to get a technical timeout now, yeah. All right. A little bump in the road here with the team speak.
Okay.
So we'll be getting that squared away in a moment here. But, yeah, G2, man, Amanek has just stepped up this tournament. He has had such a fantastic performance so far. He's really stepped into his own on that op role, which has just been, you know, the plague of G2 since Nico joined the roster, Kenny getting benched. I mean, they've been trying to play, you know, musical chairs with that role, trying to figure out who's going to be able to take it on. Nico was going to take it. He definitely did not want it. And turns out that Amanek was the hero they needed all along.
Yeah, it feels like there was a portion of this where they wanted Nico to be the T side opper and then Amanek to be the CT side opper. And I think at this point they have solidified the roles enough that Amanek is just all in all the opper for this team. I've seen Nico pick it up maybe once on the T side in the last couple games. It's pretty rare in general, as it should be. Nico's one of the best riflers in the world, if not the best rifler in the world. So you don't really want to see him hamstring himself by just trying something new. Just let him do what he does the best.
Well, I like that Amanek, as far as his individual performance is concerned, this tournament, he has only got 2 maps where he's dropped into the red on HLTV. Otherwise, it's nothing but black in the column for him.
That's really impressive.
That's really impressive, actually, considering he's pretty much taken on the op role full-time for the team. He's had to relearn essentially his role and the team, how to play. He's not making many mistakes. We've seen other oppers who've taken it up. Actually, Dupree comes to mind, sadly. You know, who've taken it up and who hold angles that you wouldn't see other oppers hold, and they get punished because of it because they're vulnerable in a way that they wouldn't consider.
Yeah.
Don't see those mistakes from Amanek, actually. Not often. He seems to really have done his homework and gotten dialed in on this sniper rifle, and he's getting a very solid impact for the team. So, just again, the resurgence of the French players here for G2. Jackson Amanek, they're really doing a lot of work for him. And you mentioned Nico having his off map against NIP on Inferno, right? Where we had the first 2 maps of that series, didn't really show up. Who was doing the work? You know, who really showed up? It was Amanek and Jax. Those guys were just fragging everything on the server. They kept G2 in that series, and eventually G2 went on to win it.
Yeah, Jax has been a player that has just been a human highlight reel. He doesn't always put up the strongest numbers. He's still in the fray all the time. He's still taking all the nade damage to start these rounds and just trying to fly up Banana especially. But his time to kill has been incredibly impressive lately. He has looked, I want to say, like Xantarez fast in his speed. So G2 have really been using that in the best way possible, just throwing him into so many gunfights early on in these rounds where he can just do all the dirty work for them. Pave the way for players like Hunter, for players like Nico, even if they're having off games to start.
It must be done. Sometimes you must create the space. Well, speaking of, Jax, there's the flash, swings around, puts a little bit of pressure towards top banana. Hunter and Amanek, in the meantime, have cleared out apartments, and so we've got that portion of the map sorted out. G2 having shown the presence at B and seeing the smoke, Mousesports don't know. As far as Mousesports are concerned, that's really unfortunate.
That's not where that's supposed to go.
Unforced error.
Oh.
See if that actually really comes back to haunt G2. This is an eco round from Mousesports, but the Deagles, man, they're so freaking lethal.
Oh, the way G2 are throwing nades right now, it feels like they're just going to go for the A split. But Robs is activated, and that was a huge kill for Hunter. Now his position is so valuable on this split as G2 make their way up Arch. Frozen's trying to find something, not able to do so. Just 2 players in the site now. G2 should be able to handle this one. Although Acor finds 1, that's going to be it. Now G2 will find their 6th round. They're really evening up this half now.
I think they're really starting to come into their own. Maybe just kind of simplifying matters. This is, of course, an eco round for Mousesports, so you expect G2 to win it. I do like to see that Threat wasn't wrong when it comes to his analysis of G2's playstyle, though. If they go brackets, they do go A. But, you know, like that's just what we've seen so far. They get top mid. It's like they're not rotating, faking back to B. They just go A.
Yeah.
So that is the detail here. But this is it. Mousesports now, the 15th final round of this first half. Mousesports on the CT side after the round of eco going to be able to full buy. Man, they're still so light on nades, though. Dexter's going to be able to get double flash, but he's holding out. Do they get a second kit? No, double flash.
Nico's going to opt at the beginning of this.
Is this just spawn? No, it's not even spawn-based.
Yeah, he didn't even have a great spawn. I think he might just want to pick Acor if he tries to peek. Yeah, that's not coming his way, though. Acor's going towards Banana at the moment. But Acor has peeked down mid a lot, so there's value in this hold from Nico.
Yeah.
And this is a fast
change pace, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Straight into the way. Now we're going to get BMS on the other side of the smoke, but they know where he's playing from. Doesn't get the second kill. That was crucial. Rops boosted up, though. Going to find 1. Hunter there to trade, and now they are going to maintain this momentum onto the A site. So well done from G2, just not letting go of W. Just get onto the site and roll over the defense. It's now a retake scenario for Mousesports. They have to retake with an op. That's never fun. You can see Acor. He's just gone for the P250. Screw it. What's the op going to do for him there?
He might just end up being bait this round. He can't even pick up an op or an AK
towards
Torch because Nico had the op. Now Jack's playing on the bicycle here, looking for something. They will actually smoke off his position, so he has to change spots. But Hunter's on the flank. This will be everything in this round. The spray down should be there, but no, Frozen. Quick return. Now Dexter in the 1v2 takes them both down. Swift kills from him, and G2 get their 7th. It's a very even scoreline.
I think Nico's reaction there says it all. It wasn't a face palm, it was like the face wipe, you know, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Way too sweaty. But that's everything we expected from these two teams. First half kicking it off in fine style. We're taking a break before we get into the second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from the break. We're getting into the second half of our first map of the day here at Flashpoint. Mousesports versus G2 in the upper bracket final. This is it. A spot in the finals on the line here. In the grand finals, let's say. But this has shaped up to be a very nice map of Inferno. G2 fighting back towards the end of that first half, but we're looking for some quick pace here out of Mousesports to kick off the second. Nico is alone on the B site, and that is exactly where Mousesports are going. All 5 players from Mousesports straight onto B, calling the gamble out from G2.
But this flank, it's going to be met by Dexter and Frozen. Frozen on the corner, Dexter at the sandbags. G2 has to expect this, but Nico's actually doing some work towards CT spawn. Amanek finds 1. Dexter gets 2 already. A 3rd kill from Dexter. Now it's on to a 2-on-2. Acor running right into CT spawn there. Will be met by Nico and Bemis. He was clutch in that first half. Can he do it again? G2, they have a kit. They have a Molotov. They know that he's not in the dark position, and they may suspect this at this point, but Bemis finds his time to strike. He takes down Nico. Nexa's holding the line here. And Nexa, he's running out of time. Bemis has played the clock so well, and he will win yet another clutch for Mouse.
Unreal. Nexa barely surviving that one. He gets out of blast range, but it's just a 50-50. I'm actually so surprised that they don't have info that he's new boxes.
Yeah.
I'm actually so surprised that they don't have info on that. The fact that that fight went down, Nico was spotting from CT the whole time, you know, that it's not even a glimmer. But the 50-50 guess, you know, dark corner for the molly or new boxes. If he throws at new boxes, that's it. Round is over.
That's it right
he's
there.
He's dead. But, you know, that's just the way it plays out. And so Mousesports, again, starting off the half strong with the pistol round. That is so good for him.
Yeah, but these rounds aren't easy. And G2, they have a couple of nades here at Banana. They might actually find a timing onto Frozen. Good damage onto him. Down to 40 already. And it looks like Mousesports want to run into this stack. Hunter's holding the coffin flash here, but Acor's playing far enough back that it shouldn't result in any frags. But wow, Nexa right over the half wall takes him down anyways. And Dexter does find the return, but G2 is slowing this down to the pace that they are looking for. They still have a couple of smokes to work with, and Hunter will actually re-smoke towards that car position.
Oh, man, I don't know if the observers can... If you can show us where they threw the gun. I'm pretty sure they threw a rifle over, didn't they? Over the wall? Or was it a MAC-10? I don't know.
I think it might have been the Mac.
There was a MAC-10. Something got chucked over the wall. It's just those little details that I love, though, where the players are just quick on their feet. They're like, yeah, okay, well, we'll just chuck that over the wall real quick in case somebody comes through here. They can't pick that gun up. Details. I love details like that.
Yeah, speaking of details, there's a boost towards middle that that G2 just spotted out that there's no one towards bracket. They should know that it's a B play, but Nico's here by himself, spamming blind. He's able to find 2, does 50 damage to Dexter as well, and now this is a very doable round for G2, unless Dexter has something to say about it. Jumps up on first oranges, finds some extra spam damage through the smoke, and Jax, it's early timing, but Rops calls him out.
1 health on Rops. Oh, that was the shot. That was the shot. Oh, he spots him. Knows he's behind the pillar. Dexter somehow wides it and gets the kill. But Rops survives with 1 health. 1 health. They can't cut it any closer, Mousesports, these rounds.
That's heartbreaking if you're Jax. That is so close. G2 almost had a chance there.
Dude, I saw a world where Nico gets this 3rd one as well.
Oh, yeah.
He just comes through and bops. So I was like, dude, he got the headshot. No, barely missed it. That would have been outrageous.
That was already so bold. Just running right into the smoke, literally holding only W as he just runs through that smoke. You don't see that very often, but if anybody can make the Deagle have magical powers such as that, it's Nico.
Oh, well, there we go. Double HE worked pretty nicely. Dexter down to 6 health already. He hasn't even seen anybody. Like, why, guys? Why? It is going to be essentially a hard eco. Nico and Jax spending a little bit of money this round on the Deegs, but everybody else with USPs, couple HEs, and G2 now just kind of hoping that Mousesports are going to walk through here. Unfortunately, we don't have a Swedish coach to tell us what Mousesports are going to do on the T side. So, but Mousesports, for now at least, they've got a solid death ball approach. And it works wonderfully. Very nicely done, Rops. Collecting some free kills. Feels like it's been a bit quiet for Rops this map. He's still casually at 12 kills, but you know, you kind of do expect to see him more at the top of the scoreboard.
Yeah. but it's been his team that's actually stepped up a lot. Even when he has some quiet games here and there, players like Frozen have been playing fantastically thus far at Flashpoint. And Bemis as well. He's coming into his own slowly and steadily. The man that we were talking about, though, in the pregame and the desk highlighted as potentially being not as much of a playoff threat as you'd hope, though, in Acor, only on 6 kills. That's after the CT side has been played out, too.
Yeah, that's wild, actually. It is kind of confirming the fear here when he gets into these pressure matches that he struggles on an individual level. Wow, Nico, what's going on with his crosshair?
Yeah, he's taking in the scenery, I guess, wanted to look through that window.
Did that look really jittery to you? Looked a little jittery to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he was just kind of shaking his hand at the window. Saw something in the reflection he didn't like.
He's got such a very weird eye. Nico's got such usually just beautiful crosshair placement because he plays such low sense.
Yeah.
I admire that still. Still goes for a very low sense, uses his whole desk.
Yep. He
would not have fared well at Old Lands when you just didn't have room. Would not have gone well for him. Or he'd have gone Quake, just had the keyboard on his lap and just, have you seen Quake players play like that? It's freaking rad.
I think there was even a NA event that NIP had to play where they had to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly the picture you're talking about, too. That was like Sapphire, I think. She invited them to stay.
She mentioned it recently on her Twitter.
They had to play?
Yep. She invited all the NIP players over for a LAN, and then they had to play with their keyboards in their lap.
I watched Rafa at DreamHack once do that, and it blew my mind where he had the monitor diagonally, and he was sitting up next to it sideways to the desk, so his whole mouse hand and arm were just on the desk. It was rad. All right, quick play coming in, actually. Top banana, Amanek with the AWP, and he's going to get punished immediately. Nice flash opening there from Dexter, though, helping out, letting Frozen really take that peak with every advantage.
It's a big opener. And even though Amanek had a one-way there, Frozen was able to read it out. It's a really nice play from him to find the opener. And now the entire map is the oysters of Mousesports, as it's a 2-2 setup. In fact, it's becoming a 3-1. They are leaving Hunter on an island here at A. There's not much that you can expect him to do in this kind of position if Mousesports swarm him. So we'll see if they actually do pincer him on the site.
Oh, we're going to find out in a second, as this is going to get, well, it's an impossible hold for Hunter. He's got an AUG. Molly there to buy a little bit of time, and that is going to provide, but everybody else is just going to wait on the other side. No reason for them to speed up. And brilliant shot from Dexter to open it up here. Hunter, there isn't a whole lot he can hope to do. As soon as he throws that incendiary, they know somebody's on the site. They're not going to walk in here for free. And so, all right, we got a little bit of time because this is going to be a save from G2. You know the craziest setup that I saw? I think I remember it clearly now. It's Devil Walk. He actually at some point was playing with his keyboard behind his monitor. So if you can picture that, he had the monitor up to the edge of the desk, and he had his keyboard and mouse, so his arms were cradling his monitor, and he had his keyboard and his mouse on the other side.
Yeah, I've seen those before.
And I was like, what is that about?
That's so you can get your face right in the pixels.
You see every pixel,
Yep.
That is next level.
When you're playing on those lower reses, those pixels are they're important to see.
It was a bit too much for me, man. I was like, dude, there's no way.
It's got to be a little bit of eye strain there. I know people say that mostly poor eyesight is due to genetics, but doing something like that, surely it's not good for you.
No, I don't think that that's going to help any.
No.
Well, 12 rounds on the board for Mousesports right now on this T side.
Yeah, flawless half thus far. And Mousesports, they're just constructing some nice plays. That one, just finding the opening pick with a simple conversion towards A. It's not too much back and forth. There's not too much guesswork. It's just group up and hit the site together. And G2, they're the ones that overthought it by rotating a player off in that situation. And if Mousesports can keep finding the opening picks, then I've liked what I'm seeing in their T-side 5v4 conversions.
Well, this is something. Beautiful push coming in here from Hunter. That flash opening.
Wow.
Oh, outrageous. He gets the second kill on Frozen. That was actually with Dexter's help.
No
Hunter,
way.
another one. 3 kills for Hunter. That's how it's done. You don't try and run back. You keep up the aggression. You chase them down.
Oh, man, Mousesports. I mean, they're good with the man advantage, but they've got a lot of work to do to recover this one now. Rops and Acor left. Just at the bottom of mid, no map control whatsoever. They are going to be worrying about every nook and cranny as they try to make their way up here. But they will go to the bomb site where G2 has the singular player in Nexa. But Nexa's playing a pretty safe game right now, just going for the jiggles, has the smoke in hand to stop them. And it looks like he will spot them out in just a second. There it is. Good timing on the smoke. Dodges the nade as well.
Really nice timing. That's the money timing to be dropping a smoke. That 45, 46-second mark. Because as soon as when that smoke wears out, there's only going to be 30-something seconds left for Mousesports to work with, and that is not a whole lot. And so Acor and Rops are going to hang out here, but Nico is over to help out on this B site. 2 players on each site for G2. And with 25 seconds left, the smoke is cleared. Rops is currently hoping that he can catch somebody peeking. It's not looking likely, though. We get the Pronax smoke at the entrance to B. And do we just get them trying to plant straight up in here? Nice shot from Rops, opening it up. Nico giving it away that he was holding from CT, but now Acor is going to be able to take advantage of this smoke and get the bomb planted.
Wow, Nex is giving it all up, too. He wants to play the numbers advantage, maintain that space, that control. And Amanek, right when he falls off the little ledge, Acor goes for the swing, and that's all up to Rops. He's already able to take down Jax. Now he finds Amanek and CT, and Rops converts it. 1v3, and Rops does it all.
Quad kill at the end of the round for Rops. So sick. That's exactly what this guy brings to the table for Mousesports. Gets the job done in a must-win round. 13-7 on the T side for Mousesports.
That man right there, unbelievable. That felt like G2 was finally going to find some momentum here. This round started with a 5-2 where Hunter took down 3 players down middle with an MP9. And at this point, G2 have to be wondering how much more do we need to do to find an advantage in these rounds?
I'm glad that we're getting a tactical timeout called by G2 because I'm pretty sure they're asking themselves that exact question. Like, what more can we do, guys? Hunter's just said, like, hey, I have an MP9. I get 3 kills. How do we lose that round?
That's one of those situations also where Nexa, I mean, tucking into Coffin is not an incorrect play, but it's also a playing to lose play, where in that moment when the opposing player, I think in Acor, was planting the bomb, that's an opportunity for a free 1v1, or maybe just kill the bomb planter outright, but he just tucks, and he wants to keep the numbers advantage. I understand, it's fundamentally sound, but it's a missed opportunity, and he's got to be maybe second-guessing that one just a little bit.
Double HE, though. Down to Banana. Yeah, that's going to be a painful one. I'm sure G2 are going to be feeling that for a while. Just like they're going to feel this perfectly timed flash and swing from Frozen. With the help of Dexter, Dexter has been hitting these timings with these flashes over Banana. It's been utterly brutal. And Hunter just not going to have an answer. I mean, the answer is to save if you're G2 at this point. Unless you can get a kill very quickly here. The likelihood of you winning this round now if you're G2 is just so slim.
Yeah, Mouse have just really hit their stride in this one. Even the way that Frozen acted when the Molotov was on his feet, he was just saying, all right, if you want to peek me, I'm going to headshot you anyways. And he took some extra time there, took a bunch of damage in the Molotov, but it was just pure confidence exuding in his positioning. And at this point, G2, it's all about self-preservation here. Amanek will be able to take down Robs, but that is the location of the op now, which is very aware to the Mousesports side. Perfect flash from Acor. Getting it done for Bemis there. Will be able to take the op out of their hands. Now, can they find anything more? Will he press on forward? Bemis, he's an entry fragger by nature. Of course he's going to swing, although Jax does stop him in his tracks.
Gets that. Doesn't save the AK. That's a flash that everybody should note down. The one that Acor just lined up, that is beautiful. A sexy flash. Right over short like that. Woo! That's something you can use. Definitely.
Yeah, props to the Observer for catching that setup there on that one. It's easy to just go to Bemis in that situation and just think that's a point of contact, but I don't think the Observers at this event have got enough credit. They've had some pretty good moments.
They have.
They're
not missing much. What? Speaking of Observers, a drone has made its way into the studio. Bardolph is among us in mechanical form. Frozen and Rops taking some damage. A little bit of brutality happening over here in Banana. But yeah, this is going to be just a little bit of presence here shown by Mousesports, making sure that on the B side they have to play honest, and that is rotating Nico back towards B, which is exactly what Mouse want. And now they get to swing on mid. The collat, that's so sick. And Jax has got the setup, and this is actually going to work out wonderfully here for G2. Amanek is such a threat. Oh, Amanek, what a shot!
Wow. Great hold from him and Jax towards middle there. Just frozen now, but is it too little too late for G2 is the question. As Jax, wow, through the smoke. Jax is just so fast, even through smokes. Doesn't even matter. This guy's unfazed, but it's the first round for G2. But in these BO3 series between top teams, sometimes just getting a little bit of momentum, getting your footing in this series is more important than sometimes even the round or the map victory. Just knowing that, hey, we can hang with them, it helps the mental tremendously going into the second map. But I'm sure G2, they still think they have a chance in this one. They're going to play like it.
They aren't going to give it up easily. We are going into Nuke next as Mousesports' map pick. Mousesports favored on that map. So by no means have G2 made this easy for themselves, but it's not over yet. We have seen crazier comebacks in the past. It's entirely possible for G2 to fight back here and get things rolling. It's the CT side of Inferno after all. They can get the lockdown going. And so Mousesports now, once again, flash to Banana. Running through these effective grenades that we've seen all map long. Liking this G2 just showing some presence here, not letting Mousesports get too comfortable. Mousesports are going to have to use utility, and by utility I mean your teammate, to throw himself across literally to bait the shot for you. You can use a teammate as a grenade.
Especially with a run boost.
It's like a decoy.
Yeah, it's pretty effective.
Yeah. It's just here, shoot at this guy.
Yeah, Mousesports though with a really slow approach in this round. And the flashes are just missing the timings for G2. They flashed top Banana for a peek from Nico, and they flashed into apartments for a peek, and neither of them caught anything. And now Mousesports are all in the B site. Great counter smoke in the middle there for Nexa to work with. But will Dexter be able to find anything? That's the bomb at the back of the site right now, and Nexa and Nico are still here. Mousesports are going to have to find a way to dislodge them because there are only 20 seconds left in this round, and the rotation is coming in. Nico in the fire will be taken down by Acor, and Frozen with a massive kill on a Nexa is going to open up the site. But there's still so little time. 8 seconds left. Acor pushing through CT, and Mousesports clean them all up in such a quick span of time. You can see that they're fired up there. Dexter's happy about that one.
Acor the mad lad pushing smoke with an off? Okay then. What a savage. He just goes right through and catches them all gathered up. This is the best attempt made by Nico trying to hold the line, but Frozen knew that a second man was back there in new boxes, and this is just Mousesports playing impeccably well. Comms are there clearly because they're getting the information relayed to one another, and then they just know how to wrap it up from there. G2 are just going to feel like they just got destroyed on this map. Mousesports were in their heads.
Yeah, there is not a lot to be happy about on this map if you are G2. But they still have a gun round for us here. They'll still try to right the ship. Nico just dry facing here at Banana. There's a flash set up for him at this point, but he doesn't find anything. Once again, feels like Mousesports are just on top of the timings from G2. They're just barely dodging all these little counterplays that G2 keep trying to throw out. Once again, Nexa will try to set up Nico here. Surely he finds the timing this time. Surely he gets something. There we go. Nico, 2 kills, just what the doctor ordered, but Frozen takes him down in return.
Again, it's like 2.5 kills. Nearly takes down Frozen as well. Nico, if given the chance to fight straight up, he is going to be such a threat. Of course, that's not the goal. You're not looking to fight Nico fair. If you're fighting fair, you're doing it wrong. You should be doing everything you can to stack that fight in your favor. And so now Mousesports saying, okay, Nico, fine, fair enough. You're dead now. We'll go ahead and see how this A site's going to develop. Amanek and BMass about to have a little bit of a run-in together. And Amanek wins it. Rops and Frozen now, last 2 alive here for Mousesports. Still fighting the good fight. Nice little HE should get rid of Jax, but the bomb is dropped on short now. And Rops has got his work cut out for him. Another 1v3 clutch with 10 seconds left. I don't think that it's going to be possible this time.
Yeah, looks like he's giving up on it. And Hunter takes him down. G2 will live to fight another day. And Mousesports, they still have some money to keep the pressure on, but G2 really fortunate there to find the flash timing finally at top car to set up Nico in this position. And that's, like you said, similar. He's just so deadly when he gets those kinds of fights. If he has any advantage on top of that, it's lights out at that point.
It's so nuts. just how good Nico is, but there's still 6 rounds left here for G2 to force an overtime. Mousesports still looking good. Amanek getting clever in mid, trying to use this smoke for cover. But Acor's not going to peek into him this time. Double HE into Banana as well. Frozen getting dusted up a little bit, but he survives the majority of the damage. And well, now we are going to get Mousesports. At least initially, they're looking like they wanted to apply some pressure to top Banana. It's going to be Frozen just making some noise around here. This is keeping 3 players from G2 locked on this B bomb site.
Oh, that's some spam from Jax, I think, actually through.
That's very cool.
The window there. Just barely tags him. No one's able to hear that. And it should be inconsequential, but maybe in the future someone will.
He did all of 2 damage to him, you know?
Yeah. But a front side smoke actually will keep G2 locked in at B with 3 players. So this round really comes down to Jax. A1S right on the balcony. Flash is coming in his face right now. Actually dodges it, and he's able to take down the first in Dexter. Now looking for more. He's got a lot of work to do, but him and Hunter are connecting beautifully as they continue to lock this site down. Acor and Frozen just with a Molotov left and 30 seconds. Not much hope for them in this round unless G2 just gift wraps them this round.
Yeah, with 30 seconds left, it's not looking too likely. The main thing that's really bugging me right now is that Dexter keeps leading with the bomb. But,
yeah.
I mean, you know, if it drops into pit, fair enough. If he's got teammates following him into pit, but it's still just so weird to see the entry fragger carrying the bomb because you're just so used to being like, that is not a good idea. Because if he dies, you are now committed completely to that site or to that spot.
It was so close to costing them in the round at B.
Yes.
And the fact that his team bailed him out of that situation is really impressive, and I got to give Mousesports props for that. But like you're saying, it's kind of a poor precedent for the team.
It just freaks me out.
Yeah, it's scary. It's really scary when the bomb just drops in a pit and you think, okay, we got to go on a retrieval mission now. That's just.
And
so
if the guy
hard.
is there, posted up, he maybe takes another kill with us having to go there instead of just being able to smoke him off and not worry about him. I mean, all sorts of weirdness there. But this is a tactical timeout getting called by Mousesports now. And so Mousesports going to be the team to try and slow down the pace a little bit. They had a couple guys survive that round, so it's not like they're going to be totally broke. They will have a couple of deagles to go along with the rifles and AWP, but they're going to be very limited on grenades, and that's going to be... That'll be the tough one. Inferno with no nades is not a fun time.
No, this is still a nice lead for Mouse, but this is a round that they felt like they had to invest all the way into. Just get everybody on the same money level so that in the following round, or following rounds, they can have a couple synchronized buys. It would be pretty unfortunate to play the rest of this game, or a poor choice, off of mismatch money. So they just want to get everybody on the same page. Acor looking for something towards middle. And he's come alive just a little bit in this half, but he's still right at the bottom of the scoreboard there. And doesn't look like Mouse are too interested in taking that chip damage early on this time. Especially with Frozen being one of the few guns that are available, he knows that it's probably better to keep his HP intact.
I think G2 actually might get rewarded for their patience this time around with 3 on B like this. If they stick to it, they're calling Mousesports' bluff, essentially. The Mousesports could be trying to go to A once more. It's not going to happen. As Frozen, Dexter, and Acor take over top Banana. Just waiting very patiently. Again, limited on the grenades, but there it is. Patience pays off. Acor and Frozen finding both of the opening kills. Amanek and Nico caught out in the open. They know that there's a third man here, Nexa again, but this time Nexa cannot afford to play patiently. He has to get out here. He has to fight. Oh! And it just doesn't work out for him.
And it looks like Mousesports are in firm control of this round, but Hunter, nice spam onto Bemis. Now things get interesting, although Acor coming alive, takes down Hunter with a desperation push through the smoke. That just leaves Jax in the 1 versus 3. Looks like they are aware, but no, Jax! He's so fast, takes down Acor. There's actually a real possibility here, but Dexter's keyed in on his angle with his own op, and that will do it here. Mousesports take map 1.
16-10 as well. That is a decisive win for Mousesports.